Okay, so everything is absolutely... Good morning, it's day 4. Okay, so everything is absolutely soaked. We had some serious thunderstorms last night, and it rained all night long. It never quit. It's still sprinkling right now. When it does finally quit, I'm convinced it's done. I've got to get everything out of my tent. This is an old tent that I bought used at a yard sale, and it leaks like crazy. So I've got things in there that are just wet thoroughly. My bedding was wet last night. All my extra clothes I've got, I just had laid on the floor. They're all wet. But there's actually just puddles in my tent right now. I'm gonna have to, I don't know, find some way to sop it up because I don't want to tear everything down. Next thing is I've got to figure out how to make fire in this wet condition. Alone is my favorite TV show, and we watch those guys all the time, how they struggle in these wet conditions to make fire. And many of them do it, but they're good. I'm not. I put an extra stick on the fire right before I went to bed last night, and I see it laying here. It charred, but it didn't burn. The rain just put my fire completely out. I did my best to cover it, but we had sideways wind, so the rain was coming in from the side. Didn't seem to matter. So anyway, I've got my work cut out for me today. Try to get stuff dried out. Try to get a fire. Good luck to me. So yesterday, while it was raining, made this spoon. Decided I'd give it to my wife. And for one thing I did last night, I couldn't get the bowl carved out real good because I don't have a knife to do that. I burned it. What I did was I got coals out of the fire. I just laid it in there and blow on it and kind of burned it out, and that smoothed it out. But to do that, I had to improvise another tool, and I've done these before. This is just a stick that's broken in the middle, okay? And then I kind of flattened these edges out and made a pair of tongs, okay? And they're not great, but you know, they did the job. I could just pick the coals up, drop it in the spoon, move it around where I wanted it to heat up. But to do that, to get that to kind of bend in the center, I took the hammer side of my hatchet and just beat on this about a area 3 to 4 inches wide, and then just started working it back and forth like that. And that way, you put it together, and it still has spring tension to separate it. Pretty cool little tool. Also, of a morning when it's not soaking wet like this, it's kind of dry, you can pick through your fire and get a bunch of coals to get your fire started again. That's a neat little trick you can do with these too. So tongs, nice thing to have in the woods. Yeah, we got some rain last night. This is my path home. Can't really see it, but that's the road over there. Looks like I have a pond. I really don't. That just happens to be a really bad low spot. All right, what I'm looking for now is a specific tree that I know is good for firewood. There's one there, and I don't know what kind of tree it is. Maybe you can tell me. See if I can turn this camera around. Here we go. This tree right here. I know you see a lot of trees in the background too, but they grow in these clusters. There's one, there's another one there with a deer rub on it. A couple with a deer rub on them right there. I do have bucks in the area. But this is really good firewood, always is. You get the ends of them, and the ends are dead. I've already broken a few off of this one, looks like. So I'm gonna look around, see if I can find some more. Because if the insides are as dry as the other one I found, I'll be able to get a fire going with that. All right, found a pretty good haul there. But now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take off some of the outer bark, and the smaller ones I'm just gonna process down to really, really small pieces. Still may have to do my cheat. Hey, one of the guys commented on one of my Facebook posts and said, if it works, you're not cheating, it's called intuition. So today, looks like intuition. I also thought I'd hang my sleeping bag up. Luckily I've got an inner bag and an outer bag. The inner bag is the closest one here to me. It's a 40-degree bag. So tonight what I may do, I may just lay my outer bag on my cot. Maybe I got a blanket in here that's a waterproof blanket. Put it between me and the inner bag. And that way if there's still any water left in it, it won't seep through to me. Give me a little more cushion on the bottom because it's been uncomfortable sleeping anyway. That's my plan. I don't think it's supposed to rain anymore, but my gosh, everything is soaking wet out here. Okay, now I'm gonna start processing that wood I gathered. After I get these cleaned, I'm gonna go on a hunt for fat wood. I know that there's a downed pine up towards the house, so it's a little bit of a hike from here, but I'm gonna go up there because I know where it's at. I know right where it's at. I don't have to hunt for it. I'm gonna bring as much fat wood as I can put in my hands. Take my axe, take my hatchet and my saw, and I'm gonna cut into that stump. It's probably 3 or 4 feet tall. So I should be able to get some good fat wood out of that. Check it out, fat wood, fat wood, fat wood, and fat wood. Granted, I probably won't need that much, and I don't want to deplete all my resources, but I know that my time out here is over halfway done. I just saw a mosquito. It's freaking December. Mosquitoes need to go home. I want to do a minimum 5 days. I'd like to do a week. Today is day 4, but I want to get this fire going, so I'm going to process this fat wood, hopefully get a fire going. I got my jeans hanging up over here that are wet. My gloves on top of the tripod, they're soaked. I had to wring those things out. Got my bags hung up. Hopefully I can get some heat going and maybe get some of this stuff dried. Opened up the tent front and back. Let some circulation through there. I've actually got puddles inside my tent. That sucks. I can't imagine doing this on minimal calories. 0 calories, or eating a mouse a day. Sam, you're the man, dude. A lot of respect for those guys, because I'm wearing myself out just trying to keep going. Well, not really. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of having to do stuff all the time. But mainly just tired because I'm not sleeping well. Anyway, I'm gonna get some of this fat wood processed. Okay, fat wood processing time. Okay, so what I've got here, let me move this over so you can see better. What I've got here is, I've got a stack of fat wood right here. I'm gonna drop a cotton ball soaked with Vaseline right in the middle of this little log cabin I've built. I've got a few more pieces of fat wood right here on top of the sticks that I shaved. A little pile here and a little pile here. And then this is more fat wood that I've cut some little feathers on. I suck at making feather sticks, I know. Feather sticks don't make the man. The commitment to getting the job done makes the man. This has been about a 3-hour process to get all this stuff gathered. So if it doesn't work, it's going to be a lot of effort put into it for nothing. That should give me about 5 minutes of flame to work with. So here we go. Alright, well, if I have to do it again, I'll do it again, but maybe I've got it. Okay, I think I have a sustainable fire now. I've actually started putting some of these little tiny twigs on that are wet, just a little bit at a time, but the fat wood at the base has caught now. And so as long as that has caught, we should be good. So anyway, thanks guys for hanging with me. This is day 4. Signing out for the night probably, unless something interesting happens. So we'll see you tomorrow.